Hello, Dickens Reads families. It is Wednesday and time for book club once again. And this week we are reading one of my favorite stories, Auntie Harriet's Underground Railroad in the Sky by Faith Ringgold. One day, my baby brother, BB, and I were flying among the stars, way, way up, so far up in the mountains, looked like pieces of rock candy, and the oceans like tiny teacups. We came across an old ramshackle train in the sky. A tiny woman in a conductor's uniform appeared on the steps of the train and announced the schedule. All aboard, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Niagara Falls, Canada. All aboard, all aboard. Hundreds of bedraggled men, women, and children filled the sky and boarded the dusty old wooden train. No one spoke. It was like watching a silent movie. "Come on, Cassie," BB said, jumping up on the train. "Let's take a ride." "Get off that train, BB. I'll tell Mommy and Daddy, and you will be in a world of trouble," I yelled. But the train quickly moved off through the sky and disappeared. All I could see now were flashing lights, sending a threatening message through a sea of clouds. "Go free north or die. Go free north or die. Go free north or die." "BB, come back. Mommy and Daddy will never forgive me for letting you go," I screamed. Then the woman conductor's voice came like a soft whisper in my ear. "Hello, Cassie. I am Harriet Tubman. People call me Aunt Harriet because I take care of them. During slavery, I carried hundreds of men, women, and children to freedom on the Underground Railroad and never lost a passenger." "Let me tell you about slavery, Cassie," Auntie Harriet said. "We were brought here from Africa as slaves to work long hours on plantations for no pay. More of us died on the ships coming over than ever reached the shores. If we tried to escape and were caught, we might have a foot cut off or get sold away from our families. And then we never saw our family and friends again." A legal or church marriage was not allowed, so instead a man and woman would jump the broom. It was against the law for a slave to learn how to read or write. Or have a meeting, even to preach the word of God. Every 100 years, that old train would follow the same route I traveled on the Underground Railroad, so that I will never forget the cost of freedom. Sometimes the train is a farmer's wagon. Sometimes it's a hearse covered with flowers inside. A live slave hides in the coffin. You missed this train, Cassie, but you can follow, always one stop behind. When we reach freedom in Canada, you will be reunited with BB. Cassie, though you can fly, being a slave will suck you to the ground like quicksand. You will have to walk many miles through the woods and waters on blistered feet. And there will be bounty hunters eager to collect the reward on your head. Follow the North Star. In daylight, look for moss growing on the side of the tree that faces north. Along the way, there will be Underground Railroad agents to give you a place to stay, clean clothes, and food. But until you reach Canada, you are not safe. Go and don't turn back. And remember, if you are caught, you will be severely punished. First, you must escape from the plantation. Tell no one. Wait until nightfall so you will not be seen. Then follow the trail through the woods to a gray farmhouse on the river. Your first night will be the hardest. Listen carefully to the song of the birds. When you're in danger, their song will become screams that only you can hear. Then you must stop and head in the opposite direction. When you lie down to rest, you will hear me sing the old spiritual. Go down, Moses, way down to Egypt land. Tell, O Pharaoh, let my people go. Let me lullaby you to sleep. When I stop singing and you hear the birds scream, wake up and move on. When I reached the gray farmhouse on the river. I slept in the farmer's attic. It was dark and scary. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling like gray ghosts. But the farmer and his wife were very kind. There was a note under the pillow. Dear Cassie, I am frightened, but I am a big boy and will not turn back. Love, BB. Then Aunt Harriet's voice came like a gust in the wind. Follow the river until you reach a clapboard house with green shutters and a red brick chimney. There will be a blind railroad agent who will ask you to sing a song. You will sing, Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell, O Pharaoh, let my people go. She will give you food and a place to sleep. By nightfall, you must be on your way through the woods. I found BB's baseball cap floating in a swamp. It was worn to shreds. I squeezed the mud out of it. Leave that cap, Cassie, Auntie Harriet's whispering voice said. Go on to a weather-beaten frame house with a star quilt flung on the roof. If you don't see the quilt, hide in the woods until it appears. Then it is safe to go in. The next night, follow the bridge several miles away. And we're going to stop there and pick up on this story next week to see if BB and Cassie is ever reunited. Again, this is Aunt Harriet's Underground Railroad in the Sky by Faith Ringgold, Part 1. So definitely tune in next week to catch Part 2. And until then, happy reading.